NC State, the Brennan Armstrong surgence continues. Not a resurgence, because the first time he was out there, I'm not sure the surge ever happened. But since he's been back in the starting lineup, the surgence continues. Against Virginia Tech over the weekend in a game that NC State really wanted to win, but I'm sure Brennan Armstrong really wanted to win individually for a whole bunch of reasons. Brennan Armstrong was really, really good. And not just the kind of really, really good that the NC State identity has said the quarterback is required, right? The NC State identity over the last 3-4 games has come down to just keep the car on the road. No, this was Brennan Armstrong, shifting into high gear a few times. He wasn't just keeping it on the road. 18 of 26, 203 yards, 2 touchdowns, 0 interceptions, but again, led the team in rushing.
At 21 carries.
89 yards, 2 more touchdowns.
There you go.
That's 4 touchdowns. It's a good day for Brennan Armstrong.
It's a great day.
When you have that NC State defense, if your quarterback's accounting for 4 touchdowns, you should win just about every game. Dave Doran on how the guys on that NC State football team want to play for Brennan Armstrong.
I don't know if I can put it in words. I think you want to play for a guy like that, man. He's got heart. He's tough. He creates plays when they're not there, and then the plays that we ask him to run, he runs them in a physical way. I think it definitely gets the guys blocking for him excited. They know that he's going to be straining really hard. It inspires them to do the same, and it sets just a standard of play, like how hard you should be playing this game. And he's having fun out there, man. And that's the thing that, I think is also contagious, is just how much he's enjoying playing the game.
He's cut it loose. He's going out there and playing with the "what are you going to do? Bench me?" mentality. I've already taken your worst. What are you going to do? Boo me? Yeah, dealt with that too. There's nothing you can do that I haven't survived, and I've come out on the other side.
He might get one of the biggest pops on Senior Day this coming Saturday.
I would say offensively, very close too.
Yeah.
I think Peyton Wilson's going to have he's going to have a pretty good pop. But other than that, I'm not sure. I think everybody will get a nice applause. I'm just saying, Brennan Armstrong, after going through what he's gone through, the last 2 games, by the way, have both been on the road. So he hasn't had the opportunity to feel the love and affection from Wolfpack Nation as they thank him for handling everything, as a professional. College, but you know what I mean. But here's the this is going to go down as one of the better coaching jobs by Dave Doran. The midseason turnaround, the adjustments, the adversity they faced. Just moments ago, Michael Allen, one of their running backs, who at one point in time was the lead back this year, said he's electing not to play in the final regular season game, and he is going to enter the transfer portal as a true sophomore. Just for the record, that is 3 players in season electing not to play games that were at some point in time a starter. Jordan Houston, the running back, early in the year, feels like forever ago, probably 3 or 4 games in, he said, "I don't want to play." 3 games
after
in.
3.
I don't want to play anymore, and I'm going to hit the portal. MJ Morris, we've talked about it. Your starting quarterback says, "I want to protect my red shirt. I'm going to sit these out." And now you have Michael Allen, who at midseason, right, I think he had like a 7 or 8 carry, 80 or 90-yard game against Marshall, including a touchdown. And he's going to say, "I'm going to sit out the Carolina game." That is adversity. And yet still, Dave Doran has built this blueprint, which involves Brennan Armstrong or whoever's at quarterback making a couple plays and letting his stars take care of the rest. Casey Concepcion, another 100-plus total yards, another 2 touchdowns. Sound good? Yep. Peyton Wilson, my National Defensive Player of the Year. 11 tackles, 3.5 tackles for a loss and a sack. And I say this every week. If you watch the games, the stats don't even do it justice. He's everywhere. And the communication, right? Just sometimes it's fun to just pick out a player and don't worry about where the ball goes. All right, and just watch that player for like 5 consecutive plays. Make it be Peyton Wilson. Just choose to follow Peyton Wilson. He could not be in on the tackle at all, right? And then not by no fault of his own, right? His gap is on the left. They run to the right. He pursues and just doesn't get there. The guy's on the ground by the time he gets there. He is immediately chatting with someone, right? Grabbing another linebacker, grabbing a defensive tackle, and they're going over something that he saw or something that he wants from them or something that he expects to come next. Casey Concepcion is a freshman. He's been the most consistent part of their offense for a while now. Big plays. Like, the big plays don't grow on trees. Now, here, if there is a concern, you ready for this? This is maybe the biggest surprise, right? NC State hasn't had much to do this year with this. Hasn't had to do this much this year. They have to learn how to play with a big lead. That was my only concern coming out of the Virginia Tech game. They were ahead 28-7 after the first drive of the second half. And to win 35-28 after being up 28-7, all right, you guys got to learn to step on the throat a little bit. How about that? You were in a position to step on the throat a little bit. Every win feels like you're holding on, or every win feels like, your defense has to bottle them up, and 2 scores could change everything. You're up 28-7. The next drive was a big pass completion from Drones, a big pass completion for a touchdown from Drones, 28-14, ended up being closer than you would have liked. All right, lesson learned, right? Got to keep the pedal down, got to keep the throttle going. Now you get North Carolina, that might be the craziest part of the Michael Allen situation. Who wouldn't want to face North Carolina at home and at night?
Yeah. 8 o'clock?
Who would? I mean, even if you're not playing a ton, who wouldn't want to just be in that building? Maybe he's thinking I could just be home for the holidays and hang out.
Maybe.
You don't know his motivation. But that game this weekend is going to be a lot of fun. And the state side of it is you have the momentum. The state side of it is because of this blueprint, this identity, this instruction manual you've come up with that involves, hey, Brennan Armstrong is going to be the running game. It actually is kind of something that was added when MJ Morris decided to redshirt, or added back. Right? The MJ Morris, to his credit, and the coaching staff during the 4 games he was a starter, did kind of figure out the floor for the passing offense, right? We can win games if you focus on Casey Concepcion with 2 or 3 big plays and everything else is super low risk. Brennan Armstrong is just a more efficient runner than MJ Morris, so it's like, hey, we established this thing with the passing game. Can you keep that up? Armstrong's like, yep, got it. Okay, well, can you add the running game thing that you were doing early in the season? Yeah, I think I can do that. Boom, offense has a little bit of juice. Against North Carolina, you're going to need a little bit of juice. Definitely going to need a little bit of juice.